Rangers continue to fly the torch for Scottish teams in Europe. They're the only team from Scotland with group stage victories this season, and with tonight's win, did they just extinguish Sparta Prague's last flame, their last hope of staying in the Europa League. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football, here to review the Rangers versus Sparta Prague rematch from 2 weeks ago. It didn't finish in a draw, though. This one went slightly different. Rangers coming out 2-1 winners on the night, and they probably made it more nervy than it should have been, to be honest. 2-0 at half-time, looking in control. From the 20 minutes onwards, you felt like the game was done and dusted. Sparta Prague did not get into this match at all, but second half, Rangers seemed to take their foot off the gas. Sparta Prague didn't really offer much, but did find themselves with an equaliser from Harrisland with 77 minutes gone, and then it created a nervy final 13 minutes, and the referee decided why not make it fucking 21 with 8 minutes of added on time. Never really seen that happen before, where the referee just decides he's going to add extra minutes on to penalise a team that maybe wasted 30 seconds. It wasn't even the team that wasted 30 seconds, it was the fans. But anyway, we'll talk about that when we get there. Rangers getting their second win of the Europa League group stage. That is 2 more wins than Aberdeen and 2 more wins than their city rivals Celtic. So yeah, Rangers have got 2 more wins than all the other Scottish teams in group stage competitions combined this year in Europe. What is your thoughts on that?
It's phenomenal, isn't it? It should have been more comfortable, but who cares? It's all about the result at the end of the day, and I think a result against Aris Limassol pretty much guarantees this. I mean, I know Betis are away in Prague, but I'm expecting them to get over the line, and I think Rangers will guarantee European football past Christmas.
I tell you what, it wasn't looking good a week ago at half time.
Nope, it was looking mince.
And I couldn't help but think, if Rangers didn't, let's say Rangers didn't beat Real Betis, see half time 2 weeks ago, you'd have thought Rangers were fucked after losing to Lismo and then looking like they were on the brink of a defeat to Sparta Prague, but they've turned it around since then. They did win the second half against Sparta Prague, in my opinion, if we're basing it on performance levels. If it was a boxing match, they definitely came out swinging in the the final 6 rounds, so to speak. But they did stick in, they hung in, they got a point, and then tonight they got the 3 points. If you told Rangers they were going to get 4 points against the 2 games for Sparta Prague, they would have 100% took that.
Absolutely. Because I think that alone
guarantees you a top 2 finish, probably.
Yeah. I mean, because otherwise you're relying on Sparta Prague beating Betis twice or something crazy like that. But, you know what? I think Sparta...
And it cancels out the defeat. It almost cancels out the defeat against Lismo as well, so...
Yeah, it does.
Although you could argue the defeat against Lismo kind of cancelled out the good win against Real Betis. But either way, look, Rangers have 7 points now after 4 games, and that's what you want in this situation, especially when your next game is at home against Lismo, a game that really should secure qualification.
Now, Connor Goldson is missing that game. Got a yellow late on, but I don't think that should really matter.
I refuse to believe Rangers will be as bad as they were like 3 or 4 weeks ago when they lost 2-1 in Cyprus. So that was a bad night.
If they've beat Prague and they've beat Betis at Ibrox, they've beaten Aris Limassol, right?
You'd like to think so, but anyway, let's talk a little bit about the game then. So Danilo capitalised on a slip from, I think, what was the Englishman? Edwards? Was it the right back called Edwards, left back?
I think so. I thought most of the Sparta Prague defence were pretty shite, especially Gomes.
But this guy was all over the place. He just couldn't stay on his feet. I think he may have been injured. He was slipping, he was sliding. Basically, he slips and he lets Danilo in straight away, and Danilo with a good finish. Can't take it away from him. I mean, it's a goal that's been gifted to Rangers.
It's just something Dessers and Lammers.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I know, right? They both scored against Dundee. I'm not taking that away from them, but these two have been missing things like this.
When Danilo picked up the ball here, you just felt like it was going to be a goal.
Yeah.
If Dessers and Lammers had the ball here, you wouldn't be confident.
No, you'd be hiding in the higher tiers.
But they made it 1-0, and then we had Cantwell, where I thought he had a good finish. This time Danilo with the assist.
Yep, skins the defender, puts it in the bottom left. Rangers, realistically, should have scored. They should have won by way more. This scoreline flattered Sparta Prague. But then again, the 0-0 flattered Rangers for most of it. So
yeah, so swings and roundabouts. Rangers go into the break at 2-0, but probably could have easily been 3, if not 4.
Hit the post with Danilo.
And 2-0 is that kind of scoreline where it's the next goal is crucial.
Yep.
A third goal finishes the game for your side, but obviously if you concede it, then the other team's right back in it, and that's what happened to Rangers. They did concede it, and then for the final of the game, and it was a good goal for Sparta Prague, can't really take it away from them.
Yeah, I think the guy could have been marked better, but
it was a good passing, good 1-2 between them, good movement, and then a good finish as well. Given Butland, I thought played all right tonight, didn't really have much to do.
Yep,
but he
great
pulled,
save at 2-1.
Yeah, he pulled off a really good save at 2-1, and he couldn't really do much about the goal that they did concede. Sparta Prague, I mean, they looked the more dangerous side probably from 2-1 onwards, but that's because
it didn't look like a team that needed to win or avoid defeat.
Aye, so maybe they're happy going into Europa Conference League. Maybe they think that's their level. Speaking of levels, is this Rangers' level?
Europa League?
Aye.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think if you can get the Europa League final and show consistency like you do at Ibrox over these past couple of years, I think Rangers and Celtic have got to be aspiring for Champions League level. I don't think they should use this, the golf and finances.
Well, I tell you what, you're not going to close the golf and finances by being in the Europa League.
Yeah.
The only way you're going to do that is by competing and getting into Champions League.
I don't want to bang on
especially next season when the Champions League is worth more money.
If Rangers can knock out Braga, Dortmund and Leipzig on the way to a Europa League final,
that's a group that you could get in the Champions League. It's a Champions League group.
Well, apart from the fact it's 2 German teams, but why can't you at least? Like, there's no excuse though. I mean, Celtic used to be really good at home and haven't won in 10 years. Rangers worst ever. I get that. It was fucking abysmal. It was. There's no defending it.
I think the most annoying thing about Celtic and Rangers in the Champions League is they're not even competing. It's not like they're getting to the final game where they're still in contention for third place.
No.
That's not happening. More often than not, by the time you get to match day 4, they're eliminated.
Yeah.
And that's with sometimes favourable groups.
Aye.
So, I mean, it's disappointing. And I think that needs to be addressed. I don't think everyone is expecting Celtic and Rangers to always make it into the last 16. No one's saying that. But I think they should at least be picking up a win or two and fighting for that third spot. And it just hasn't happened enough. That last year when we had the 2 teams in it, we've seen Celtic, a group that you think they should have finished third in, and they didn't. They finished 4th. I think they had no chance by the time they got to the last game. And then you look at Rangers, didn't even pick up a single point. So it's disappointing.
See Rangers though, it was almost like one of those crazy events. I'm not saying like here it wouldn't have happened under the perfect circumstance, but they were going into games with fucking James Sands and Leon King at the back, just asking to get pumped. Honestly, like I think if it was the Rangers team of the previous season that did well in the Europa League, they would have at least competed.
Well, you say that, but they didn't compete, right? And the problem is Scottish teams haven't been competing in the Champions League for a long time, and that has to change. It has to change. Like I said, no one's expecting them to always finish top 2, but at least compete for third. At least pick up a win here and there.
Yeah, but if I'm looking for a team to compete in Europe out of Scotland, it's fucking Rangers night and day.
We looked at this Champions League group for Celtic this season, and people were like, "Oh, look at that last game against Feyenoord at Celtic Park. That's massive." And I said, I believe by the time they get to that last game, Celtic will be mathematically out of contention for third place. And the likelihood is they will be now, unless they beat Lazio and other results go in their favour.
Yeah.
So it's just not good enough. But anyway, it was a good win for Rangers tonight. Referee, though, decided to add on 6 minutes. There was then a little bit of time wasting with the Rangers fans that resulted in the goalkeeper for Sparta Prague not getting the ball back in time. I think this wasted about maybe 10-15 seconds. He then went to take the goal kick, and when he went to take the goal kick, another ball came onto the pitch. So the referee initially added on another 1 extra minute, and then when the second ball came onto the pitch, he added another minute. I've never seen this before. I think he added the extra minute as a punishment, rather than, because it didn't take up 2 minutes of time. This goal kick took up about, probably max, I'd say about 40 seconds.
Yeah.
It didn't take up 2 minutes, and he already added a minute, so therefore, was it really necessary for him to add an extra? And I'm not saying it's a bad call for the referee. You could argue it's a good call, because Because I don't like cheating, and if he felt like it wasn't Rangers cheating necessarily, but it was the fans
if it stamps it out, then I'm all for it. But
I've just never seen this
no
before.
Consistency with that.
I've never seen this before. Referee added an extra minute for the fans not giving the ball back in time, and then when the second ball came onto the pitch, he added another minute. So he had an extra 2 minutes, but the two incidents combined didn't even total 1 minute. So I thought that was strange, but I mean, it didn't cost anybody.
Doesn't matter. 3 points. Coefficient gets good night.
Would it have been interesting though? What would have happened if Sparta Prague scored in the 98th minute?
Will this week be the best week for the coefficient? I can't think of. Well,
I'd say the next round of fixtures have got a better chance. How's Aberdeen taking on?
Helsinki, I think.
Aberdeen, Helsinki, Rangers, Lismore, and Celtic in a game that they must win against Lazio.
If you put it that way, man. Hopefully, the coat. It's already better than last year, which is a plus.
Aye, but I mean, let's be honest. Last year wasn't good enough, and this year, I mean, really, for the coefficients not to take a major blow, we kind of need Rangers to have a big run here.
Yeah,
we need Rangers to probably get to like a semi-finals.
We are.
And ideally, I think it'd be better if they went into the Conference League, because I think the Conference League is something that, like, for example, the Conference League, I think, is a competition that Celtic and Rangers should be looking to win if they're in it. But the problem with Celtic is, with the automatic qualification to the Champions League for winning the Scottish Premiership, and the fact that Celtic tend to win the Scottish Premiership, it's not possible for them to drop into the Conference League.
No.
The only way Celtic can drop into a lower competition is if they finish third in the Champions League group stage, and they haven't been able to do that either.
Yeah.
So I think Celtic would maybe be suited if they could actually drop down a level. The only problem is that they can't seem to get there. They're going into the Champions League and they're just not managing to make third. But I see no reason why Celtic and Rangers in the Europa League and Europa Conference League, I see no reason why these two teams can't be running deep into these competitions every year.
Yeah.
I think they should be.
No, they should be.
I'm not saying finals, but I think Celtic and Rangers should be getting to the quarterfinals.
I think with Rangers, though, it's looking more likely like they're going to be into the knockout round, I'd say. I mean, not saying they can't beat Betis or whatever, but I think that's what it's looking like.
If they finish second, they get a team that finishes third in the Champions League.
Which...
If you want longevity, if you want to run longer, then ideally I think the best bet's Conference League. But it's like, of course, you want to be in the best competition. So
they pumped Dortmund out last time though that this happened. So maybe they'll do the same.
Maybe. Anyway, that's it, guys. Catch you in the next one. Aberdeen have been eliminated, so Rangers are still in there, and Celtic are a ball hair away for once again finishing fourth in a Champions League group that they realistically had a decent chance of getting out of. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, though, peace.